So I wanted to talk to you just for a little bit about what hypnosis is and what it isn't, and what you can expect during a hypnotherapy session. There tends to be a lot of misconceptions that people have because maybe they've only seen a stage hypnotist or a street hypnotist putting somebody in a state of trance and then they do something silly. I don't do any rapid inductions. While it's certainly a great technique for stage or street, it doesn't work in hypnotherapy, especially because I work with people that are already not feeling well or are dealing with pain. So what I do is a lot more relaxing. I don't do any instant inductions like a stage or a street hypnotist would do. Now I do rapid inductions, but even that's going to take several minutes to get you into a state of hypnosis. So let's talk about what hypnosis isn't. Hypnosis isn't sleep. You're wide awake. In fact, if you fall asleep, it's not going to work at all. So we want you awake, and you're going to understand and be aware of everything going on around you. You're not going to be asleep. Now, there's going to be times when I'm putting you in trance that I might say the word sleep, but that's just because it's a word that your mind understands as a deep state of relaxation, right? You're not going to be asleep, though. You're not going to be unconscious. You can't get stuck in hypnosis. And it's not being weak-minded or gullible. What hypnosis is a deep state of relaxation. It's a little moment in time when we can go in and have direct rapport with our subconscious mind, and that's where all change happens, is in our subconscious mind. It's actually a state of incredible self-control to be able to allow yourself to go into this state. Like I said, it's not sleep, but you're going to be just above that state of sleep. That's where, we can do the best work, is when you're that relaxed, when your eyes just feel extremely heavy, like you can't even open them. So let me show you really quickly what hypnosis feels like. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. I can't tell if you're doing it or not, but work with me. Just close your eyes for a minute. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and just try and relax the muscles around your eyes for a moment. That's what hypnosis feels like. You can open your eyes now. That's what it will feel like. You'll be much more relaxed than that, but that's what it feels like. You are still completely aware of your surroundings. You're just relaxing your eyes and your mind. And that's all we're trying to do in hypnosis. Right, so if this was your mind, if we drew a little line here, that's something called the critical factor or critical faculty, depending on who you talk to. So this would be your subconscious mind down here. What's working behind the scenes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, healing whatever needs to be healed, regulating your body functions, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your breathing, your tear production, your hair growth. It's all regulated here in your subconscious. Now up here is your conscious mind. And that's when you hear self-talk in your head. It's critical of everything. It's deciding whether the information coming in through our senses, how to interpret that, and whether to allow it in. It's taking our experiences and comparing them to other experiences we've had to see if it meets our values or not. So it's the critical mind. Now, in reality, if you were going to draw this out, this critical mind would be a little dot up here. Almost all of our being is subconscious. But this critical factor, that's your conscious mind decides what it's going to let in to your subconscious mind. So in that state of induction and hypnosis, what I'm trying to do is create a little gap here. Just a little opening or doorway. And when I do, I can slip in. And I can bypass the conscious mind. And once I slip in and get into your subconscious mind, we can start giving it direct suggestions of how we want it to work without having to worry about what your conscious mind thinks is real or isn't. See, the fascinating thing about the subconscious is it doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. Think about a time when you've read a really good book. It wasn't the black ink on the white paper that, stirred up some emotion in you. It was you were building an image to your subconscious mind, and it was seeing it as real. Maybe your heart started beating a little faster. Maybe you had some physical sensation going on. Maybe it's a movie you watched that did the same thing. There's an intense scene and you started tensing up. Well, your subconscious didn't understand that that's just a movie. It took that as something real. It also has no concept of time. And that's why when we can have a traumatic experience and we have something pop up into our mind and we start feeling all the emotions that we felt just like it was really happening again, it's because to your subconscious mind, it really is happening right now. It has no concept of time. It also takes everything personally. So one of the first things we do in a typical session is we go in and we just release our subconscious mind of anything it might be holding on to, any anger, any frustration, any traumas that have happened, because we want a clear timeline when we start working with it, especially for things like pain and dealing with cancer symptoms and side effects. Right? We want to clear it of whatever we need to clear it of, so that it can focus on the healing that needs to take place. And then depending on what your specific issues were, I just start giving you direct suggestions to tell your mind to heal. And I paint vivid pictures for you to imagine and use metaphors. The subconscious mind loves to react to metaphors. So it's going to be a very relaxing experience. And the thing is, I can't tell you exactly what I'm going to suggest to your subconscious mind because we haven't met yet. But everything I suggest is going to be things we talked about. Because if I gave you a suggestion that you didn't agree with, your subconscious mind is just going to reject it and you're going to come out of hypnosis. So I want to keep you in that state of hypnosis, give your subconscious those direct suggestions so it can get to work making the changes we want it to make. Once I do that, then we're going to future pace it, because during our initial conversation, I'm going to ask you to describe your life once you're past this issue you're dealing with. And then I'm going to create imagery for your mind to use to imagine what that outcome is. Because our mind works based on the expectation of the outcome. So we want to give it a very vivid image of what that outcome is that we are expecting. And then when it's all over, I just bring you up out of the state of hypnosis, bring you back to full conscious awareness, and you're probably going to feel a lot better than you have in a long time. But any real healing that happens will happen after you leave my office. Your subconscious mind is going to be working on everything that we talked about, every suggestion that it was given. So whether it's one session or we're doing multiple sessions, it's after the session that the actual healing takes place, but you're probably going to feel some sensations of healing happening during the hypnosis session and once you leave. You're going to feel something different. Because during the hypnosis session, if we're dealing with pain, I may have directed a part of your body to become warmer and heal. I may have directed it to be cool and soothed. And depending on what it was, I might have actually even given you anesthesia in that area to make it completely numb and showing you how to create that sensation whenever you need it. So it's a really powerful thing. But again, you're likely going to feel some physical sensations. They're all going to feel good though. Now, hypnosis is something we do together. I don't have a magic wand. I wish I did, but I don't. It's something we do together. So the only thing I need is your full cooperation to follow my voice and what I'm telling you to do. You're going to be completely safe throughout the entire process, and like I said, fully aware of everything. But the thing is, if you don't want to be hypnotized, I can't hypnotize you. You know, they say there's about 10% of the people that can't be hypnotized, and maybe that's true, but it's more my belief that they just don't want to be hypnotized. Maybe they're afraid to be hypnotized. And it's usually after your first session when you realize that there was absolutely nothing to be afraid of with hypnosis. I'm not controlling your mind. I'm just talking to you, talking directly to your subconscious mind, delivering it your message, the message that we talked about in our initial interview. I'm just the messenger. All the work is actually done by you. So now that you've seen this video, if we haven't yet, we'll be reaching out to you to schedule your first session. And once you come in for that session, like I said, the main thing is we're going to have a conversation about, what your specific issue is. And if you're nervous about being hypnotized in any way, feel free to bring somebody with you. The only thing I ask, though, is if you do, that it's somebody you can be completely open and honest with, that you're not going to hold anything back because they're in that room. Because when we're doing that initial work, that initial therapy, where we're talking about the issues, I need you to be 100% upfront and honest with me about anything you're experiencing or anything that we need to release emotionally from you. Because if I only have half the story, I'm only getting half or none of the results. So again, you're more than welcome to bring somebody with you, just to make sure I don't cast a spell on you. But just make sure you can be completely open and honest in front of that person. Or we can just bring them in for the actual hypnosis, if that works for you as well. So again, if we haven't reached out yet, we will be reaching out to schedule your first session. There's another video here if we're doing the session over Zoom that I'm going to need you to watch, because I have to have the setup pretty specific of what I need to see and make sure that we can both hear each other clearly during that. So can't wait to see you, can't wait to help you. And I know this is going to make a huge difference in your healing. I'll see you soon.